Throughout history, horses have held a revered status as loyal companions to humans, playing vital roles in warfare, transportation, economic progress, and even entertainment. However, in certain regions of the world, these majestic creatures are also treated as livestock, raised for their meat like other farm animals. Today, we delve into the intriguing and often controversial realm of horse farming and the practices surrounding the production of horse meat. In countries where the consumption of horse meat is culturally accepted, these animals are typically processed in slaughterhouses similar to those used for cattle. The process begins with rendering the horse unconscious, either through the use of a captive bolt gun or a stun gun. Once sedated, the animal is placed on an automatic conveyor belt, where its skin is removed and its internal organs are extracted. The carcass is then separated into two equal halves, and workers meticulously cut the meat into various sizes and portions, ready for packaging and distribution. The byproducts of this process are not limited to just the meat itself. Horse leather, along with other types of leather, is processed into a variety of consumer goods such as handbags, shoes, and wallets. This practice not only utilizes the entire animal but also contributes to the sustainability of the industry. Proponents of horse meat consumption often cite its numerous health benefits. Compared to beef, horse meat is leaner, tougher, and lower in fat, while being richer in protein and boasting a higher percentage of omega-3 fatty acids. These attributes make horse meat one of the healthiest meat options available. Additionally, it is very lean, contains an abundance of iron, and is rich in B vitamins, making it an ideal choice for individuals with allergies to other types of red meat. The quality of horse meat is further enhanced by the lifestyle and diet of the animals themselves. Horses raised for meat are typically exercised extensively, fed a healthy and nutritious diet, and allowed to roam freely, contributing to the superior quality of their meat. Cultural preferences dictate the various ways in which horse meat is prepared and consumed across different regions. For instance, the Kazakh people marinate the meat in a blend of spices for several hours before stuffing it into the horse's intestines and cooking it through smoking or boiling. In Japan, basashi, a raw dish resembling sashimi, is a popular delicacy. Western Europeans traditionally incorporate horse meat into appetizers and grilled dishes, while Italians savor horse sausages. In the Americas, countries such as Argentina, Brazil, Chile, and Mexico are significant producers of horse meat, often for export and sometimes in the form of dried meat. Interestingly, China stands as the world's largest consumer of horse meat, a tradition deeply rooted in the nation's history. Neighboring Mongolia is also a horse paradise, with people relying on these animals since ancient times due to their nomadic origins. The Chinese have utilized horses throughout their nation's history for several thousand years, employing them in combat, pulling chariots, and as a primary means of transportation. Although the role of horses in combat and transportation has diminished over time, they have become a source of sustenance for humans, leading to the widespread establishment of horse farms across China and many other areas around the world. In the vast expanse of China, a long-standing horse breeding profession thrives, with hundreds of horses grazing on the fertile steppes. These animals forage for their own green grass and roam freely in vast fields, allowing us to admire the breathtaking sight of large herds galloping across the fields or steppes. Some horse farms employ riders to control and graze the herds, releasing them every morning to roam and returning them to the farm in the afternoon as darkness falls. Horses grazing on the steppes typically do not require caregivers for feeding, as they can find their own food sources, such as fresh grass and dried fruits. On the open, flat, wind-swept grasslands of the western steppes, in what is now part of northern Kazakhstan, an isolated group of people led a simple life, herding and raising horses for breeding and milking purposes. For them, horses were the most important aspect of life, deeply ingrained in their culture and traditions. One of the most developed forms of horse breeding today involves raising horses for races and equestrian sports. This farming method necessitates ensuring a high-quality diet and exceptional care for the animals, as these racing horses command prices many times higher than those raised on normal farms. Horses are widely regarded as the happiest when they are free to move and roam, as they were not born to be confined in cages. It is best to leave them outdoors, where they can run around freely, socialize with their herd, and graze and forage in the fields. Farmers who raise their horses outdoors must ensure the animals' health by building strong fences to keep them contained while providing the right lighting, temperature, and shading structures. Breeding ponies is a fun and potentially beneficial activity, and when raising them, creating a safe and quiet environment is crucial for their thriving. Ponies generally do well as single horses, but are very docile when placed in a herd. Each outdoor range pasture is required to provide soil, forage, salt, minerals, and water to keep the animals healthy. Water is an essential nutrient for a horse's health, aiding in digestion, temperature control, and joint lubrication. If a horse doesn't seem to be drinking enough water, its thirst can be stimulated by adding salt to its diet. Proper training is extremely important for any horse, with the training method beginning at a young age, teaching them to accept the leash and be easily led and handled. Raising horses exclusively for meat is considered cruel by some and not as effective as raising cattle or pigs. Their large and tall body size can be dangerous if not properly controlled. Horse auctions are a fun and exciting activity, allowing interested parties to buy and sell horses through auction events. In Europe, horses can be auctioned for millions of dollars, and potential buyers may even be allowed to test the horse before the auction. As we conclude our exploration of the equine world, it is important to acknowledge the complex and often controversial nature of horse farming and meat production. While some cultures embrace horse meat as a culinary tradition, others view it as an unethical practice. Regardless of one's stance, it is crucial to approach this topic with an open mind, respecting cultural differences, while also considering the ethical implications and the welfare of these majestic animals.